Good job. You one-upped yourself. Instead of letting up 4 unanswered goals, you let up 5. Let's talk about this wonderful game. Woo! Hawks lose again to the Florida Panthers. This time, it's 6-3. Does that score sound familiar at all? Maybe? No. Does not ring a bell? Another Florida team, maybe? What am I supposed to say? They did it again. It happened again. Against a Florida opponent. They've done it 3 straight games against a Florida opponent. I can't believe this. The Hawks have let up 4 unanswered, 5 unanswered, and 6 unanswered in 3 consecutive games against a Florida team. They did 4 last night, 5 tonight, and 6 against Tampa. This is infuriating because, again, it looks like the Hawks maybe might be doing something, and then they can't finish. They cannot finish. They salted away. This happened in all of these games where the Hawks looked like they may have gotten something going, and then the good team, the good Florida team, that's weird to be saying both Florida teams are very good this year. I'd actually love to see those 2 teams go up in the Central Division Finals. That would be such an amazing playoff series, personally. But now let's talk about the team that both of those 2 teams have been beating down in these past couple of games. Because, my goodness, can the Hawks do anything against these 2 Florida opponents? Because they have a combined 1 win against both Florida teams, both against the Lightning and the Panthers. 1 win. And they had to pull out one of their best performances of the season to get it, too. So it wasn't like, I can't believe that. Like, it's right now, this season is a tale of who we play. Because our schedule is so limited, we only playing 7 other teams this season. Right now, we are succeeding against Columbus, Detroit, heavily succeeding against those 2 teams. We've done pretty well against Dallas. And then we have been, we've won a couple games against the Hurricanes. Maybe a couple, maybe 1. I don't know. We've done okay against the Hurricanes, but when it comes to Tampa, Florida, and Nashville, so far this season, we haven't gotten anything. We don't have a win against those 3 opponents this season, and it is very scary because this is the bulk of our schedule going down the line. Throw Carolina in there as well because, my goodness, this schedule does not get any easier for us. We have a little break in somewhere when we wrap up series against Columbus and Detroit. But, if we were playing Columbus and Detroit for all 56 games this season, we would be the best team in the league. The best team in the league. But we're not. We got some really good teams. And it's a bit frustrating for me specifically because I actually really like the Panthers. The Panthers are actually one of my favorite teams outside of Chicago. I've actually really enjoyed following the team despite them being kind of trash, but I'm really happy for them to be, succeeding. Just please don't do it against us. The Hurricanes, they're a rising star team. They were really good last year. They didn't do so well in the playoffs, but they had a magical 2019. And they had this. They're pretty dangerous. And then Nashville, I can tell them to go, give them the bird because I don't care. I despise that team. They've given me so much pain over the last couple of years. Ever since 2017, we have just absolutely sucked against Nashville. Dallas, I don't hate. Columbus, I actually quite like. Really happy for them to beat Tampa. That 1 year Detroit's Detroit. I just like to laugh at Detroit because they're so Hey, it's that time of the video where you get to laugh at Detroit. You're bad. Enough of me talking about how our standings and our divisions going on this year. Let's talk about the game and the collapse, right? And see, it starts out pretty good. Patrick Kane scores in the first period. Woo! Great. Patrick Kane got on the board. He finally beat Bobrovsky. He got denied a couple times in the last game. Good for him. And then there's this goal. There's this goal. This goal is very interesting. It makes me very frustrated for a very specific reason, because Gustav Forsling, who used to be on our team, now plays defender for the Panthers, uh, sets up Tippett on a perfect shot. He has a perfect look there. It goes off the skate of a Hawk player, and then it looks like Matheson scores. And I mean, that's pretty much an impossible shot for. Oh, excuse me. That's pretty much an impossible save for Lankinen to make, because, I mean, he's already banked on Tippett going in that shot, not really taking a weird trajectory, but it did. So he's got basically no chance to make a save on that shot. But here's the funny part. Matheson didn't even touch that puck. You know who did? It was Calvin DeHaan. It ricocheted off of him. It's an own goal. It's an own goal, and oh my goodness. Calvin DeHaan. Where do I start? This man, he's made a couple of good plays this year, but my goodness. So many plays have just not gone his way. And I can't, wrap my head around, liking him right now, because I'm getting really frustrated, because, like, oh man, there's been a couple of games here where he's not performed very well, and this was another game that I didn't really think he did really well, along with a lot of the other Hawks defense players. But my gosh, that's a tough one to swallow, especially for us, because that's an own goal that should have never happened, and that was all on us. Lankinen was on track to make that save on Tippett. Now in the second we crossed intermission. Calvin Hahn actually made a good play. Calvin Hahn makes a great lead pass for Matthias Janmark, who moves in. He's got Kurashev behind him a little bit. So he passes it right over to Kurashev, and there's no chance. Bobrovsky's too late there, and Kurashev just beats Bobrovsky. There's no chance. That shot was incredibly fast. Roofs it. Hawks are up 2-1 on a goal from Philip Kurashev. Love to see that. That one was really good. A few minutes later, Hawks are in the zone again. It's on Duncan Key's stick, and he fires it on net. Bobrovsky makes the save. But guess where it lands? It lands right on the logo, practically, of Brandon Hagel. Puck drops on the ice, and Hagel is on the right side of Gustav Forsling. He gets a stick on it, and it's in the back of the net. And guess what? The Hawks have a 3-1 lead. This is great, right? A 2-goal lead with the second period winding down. Look at that! Look at that! Look at that! Look at the Hawks. They're actually winning the game against a good opponent. Now, you know how I said in the last video, this is where the collapse starts? Well, this is where the collapse starts. Let's go ahead and talk about really bad plays from the Hawks. You know you love me. You know you love it. You know you love seeing me yell about the Hawks. You know you love it. So let's go ahead and just get right into it. Only about a minute later, the Panthers are on the power play. And then a good setup for Aaron Ekblad, and he fires and beats Lankinen. And it's a power play goal. The deficit for the Panthers is only one. And oh no, I'm getting flashbacks now, because you never know when someone can start streaking and go on a little run. And then just about a minute later, stop me if you heard this before, just about a minute later after that, Barkov makes Connor Murphy look like a fool with all these stick handling. He gets it like a cross-ice pass to, Gustav Forsling, the former Hawk, and he fires and beats Lankinen. Woo! And just like that, the game is tied. Ooh, I love to see this, because it's happened a couple times in the past 5 games. I don't understand it. The Hawks, they look good for the first half of the game, but cannot close the game, and the other team just is like a late bloomer, and just like, oh shoot, we're like down 2 or 3 goals to the Blackhawks. Well, we need to actually try now. Goal. Let's win by 3, or let's win by 3. It's like, what? Come on, man. This is unbelievable. Like the Tampa game, Kevin Lankinen actually made one good save during this collapse, and it was actually a fantastic save on yet another Florida Panthers power play. Ekblad takes a nice shot, and just Lankinen makes a beautiful glove save. Like, oh my gosh. That is one of the saves of the year for Lankinen right there. Too bad it's not going to be remembered, and whenever I see it, I'm going to be like, oh yeah, this is the game we let up 5 in a row and lost 6-3. You see where I'm going with this? It's like, sure, they may make a couple good plays in games, like the Hagel goal in the last game, this Lankinen save here. But, none of it matters because they lost and they got killed. Those kind of plays remind me of like, oh, wait, this was either came right before or during the collapse. So somehow the Blackhawks enter the third period only tied, thanks to Lankinen's wonderful glove save. And they actually hold their ground for a bit. They don't let up a goal for the majority of the period. Over 10 minutes goes by in the third period. No one scored. Hey, they're looking okay. They may not fully collapse. This is where all optimism dies, my friend, because the Hawks just got on the power play. And they let up a 2-on-1 about 15 seconds into the power play. Not even 15 seconds. Probably more like 10 seconds into the power play. Like right off the face-off, they let up a 2-on-1. Barkov with Achari. He waits, gets it back for Weegar, and Weegar shoots that puck. Lankin makes the save. But guess what? There's 2 Panthers and 1 Hawk in the crease. Achari doesn't necessarily get it. Barkov's able to bury it, and the Panthers get a short-handed goal in the first 15 seconds of a Hawks power play, and they have the lead. They haven't led for this entire game, and now they lead. Wonderful. You love to see that. The collapse is officially complete. Now that the Hawks are losing, they're going to lose this game now because they choked a 2-goal lead and let up 3 in a row. And lose the Hawks will. And it's not like the Tampa game where they just let up a couple even strength goals at the end of the game that just didn't matter at all and just made the game look way worse. No, the Panthers just decided, hey, we'll just go ahead and score 2 empty net goals. Verhaeghe and Wenberg both bury empty netters. And just you were tied with under 7 minutes to go and you lose by 3? Are you kidding me? I don't get it. This happened with the Tampa game. We had a chance. We were only down by 1. Played okay through the third period. And then it was all of a sudden, we let up 2 goals in the last, handful of minutes. And then it's now a 3-goal loss. I don't know where to start. It's unbelievable how many times we've had a lead only to blow it and actually not only lose, but lose by 3 goals. I don't get it. I mean, and you know what the best part is? These were just the first 2 games in a 6-game streak against the Florida teams. If you go back to the start of the Tampa series and you go to the end of this whole thing, it'll be 9 out of 11 games against these 2 teams. This series in Florida, the next 2 games in Tampa, 2 games against the Panthers at home, and then you go back to the 3 games we had at home against Tampa before the awful series we had with Dallas. It's just, this is I don't know whether this is the right time or the absolute worst time to be playing these teams because it's unbelievable. Now, looking at it forward, the Lightning probably going to lose both of those games. I'm just going to be blunt. Probably going to lose both of those games. I don't have any hope for winning those games. It's in Tampa. If it was our last game at home, maybe. But, Tampa's already exposed us at home, so it's not maybe we might get a win. But if we're in Tampa, there's no way we're winning any of those games. No way we're winning either of those games. It's not happening, and I can guarantee that. If they continue to play like this, there's no way they're winning either of those games in Tampa. And if they keep playing like this, there's a very low chance they're going to win in either of the games against the Panthers at home. Probably not. They cannot just cannot let the other team go off on a wave of goals that makes it impossible for us to win. That's what's happened against the Florida teams these past couple of games. We had it pretty, we started out pretty well, but then just the wave of goals. It's all of a sudden just like goal, 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 goal. And it's like, well, it's a 3-goal deficit now. There's no hope. Anyways, I don't really know what else to say other than I'm not excited for the Hawks to get their teeth kicked in by the Tampa Bay Lightning. That's it for me. Like the video if you liked it, and like it again, just because, I don't know. Subscribe if you want to see me yell and scream about the Hawks losing to more Florida teams. And I'll see you next time when the Hawks lose to the Lightning. Bye.